So, another interesting week in real estate here in Phoenix. I think we have, knowing that the Fed is considering making lowering rates here later in the month, has led to, I would say, positive movement in the market. Now, positive movement means mortgage rates have come down a little bit in the last few weeks. We're seeing, and again, I can't talk to rates specifically, but I can tell you that more people are getting out and looking for houses right now than we were seeing a month ago, which is good. What we're also seeing is at different price points, rates are definitely impacted. So we have a listing on the market in the sixes. We also have a listing on the market in the fours. Right now, people that are looking in the fours aren't getting as good a rates as the ones that are looking in the sixes. Also, people are counting a lot on, getting money from elsewhere to buy at those lower price points, the 350, the 400, the 450. They're doing rate buy downs. They're doing what they can to get into houses to make the numbers work, which is a good idea because, again, a couple things happen when the optimism of interest rates dropping happens. Is first, buyers get excited, so they start getting out there and purchasing, because if they're working with a lender that will do a quick refi for them down the road within 3 years of buying at no cost after rates drop a little bit more, well, it's that opportunity cost, getting that house now versus not, right? The other thing is you also see sellers start to put more houses on the market. So we did see a little bit of an uptick in active inventory, but we did see also an additional interest, stronger than we were at the same place last year for properties under contract here in this last week, which is good. And that's favorable. On our listings right now, we're seeing better than average, interest, which is good. But across the board, like to take advantage of interest rates today, we're dropping rates on just about every listing we had. We didn't want to do it a week ago, Labor Day, 2 weeks ago, because Labor Day, you hit those holiday weeks and they're like either absolute barn burners or they're just busts. Most of the time since COVID, like we've just been seeing a lot of bust for those holiday weeks versus, we also have like, the last, call it 6 weeks have been a little slower than most. It's been this ramp up, but now we're starting to get that interest again. We're seeing at least a showing a day on the listings that we have, which is which is much better than it was. So optimism in the market, which is good. I think looking forward to the end of this year, I think we're moving into another territory that we haven't really seen before. If you look at our numbers for the last few years, the end of the years have really slowed down on the sales side, right? And again, beginning of the years when we're having conversations with owners about goals and figuring out, hey, is this a good time to sell? What works? And I think a lot of that has to do with when we're having those conversations. But I think this year is going to be different because we're seeing this new piece to the puzzle that, is something that we couldn't have foreseen with interest rates dropping. And how is that going to affect things? Like, let's see. Usually coming out of the summer, we're moving into the slower season for most of the market. Luxury market starts to pick up. I think this year is just going to be a little different. It's going to be a little wonky. We just have to be prepared for it. Behind the scenes, we're doing what we can to stay ahead of the listings. And from a marketing standpoint, it's kind of like, what are we doing to fix this? What are we doing to do something different? And every week right now, and if you talk to Cherie on the team, she'll tell you every week is something new that we have to be thinking of that we hadn't thought of before when it comes to marketing these properties. Because again, it's not all about the price, especially in a market like this. You're getting a lot of buyers who are coming out of the woodwork and just throwing what they can at some of these houses. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're the right buyer for the property, right? Another thing that we're seeing, which isn't the most favorable, is now we're seeing commissions being tied into these transactions, which, when I first got into real estate, and this is a hot topic for me right now. I won't get into all the details of it as to what we're seeing in the market, but I think overall, as a consumer, you should know that real estate agents, of course, were compensated by selling these houses. Never should our compensation affect what we're or how we're directing you as to what you should be doing or what houses you should be looking at, right? Now, we should be fully disclosing those things, of course, but at the same time, it shouldn't affect the houses that we're showing you. Now, without being able to show what the commission is in the MLS, now it's happening behind the scenes. It's a conversations behind the scenes. And there's also documentation that sticks that contract or that commission in the contract, in the purchase contract, right? Why is that a problem? Because based on how we represent people as fiduciaries, once we tie commission to the actual contract, what's the point, right? Then it becomes about the commission of the agent. How does that support the client? So I'll get off my soapbox, but I'm pretty amped up on that conversation, because at the end of the day, I mean, you all know like how we sell houses, and at the end of the day, if it's not right for our client, it's not going to be right for us. What's right for our client, like I challenge the team, and hard conversations is what we should be having, right? That's what we're paid for, and ultimately the hard conversations aren't always what's popular, but it's what's real. It's speaking to our integrity and our own truth. Cool. Well, I appreciate you watching. I think this is let's see what this weekend holds. I'm optimistic for what's going to be a positive weekend in the showing space, and as interest rates continue to hopefully dip a little bit, that'll be a good time for these buyers to get out and be looking at these properties and continue to push some life back into this market. Cool. Thanks for watching.